is something we're going to hammer over and over again. Because there's really no coming back from this. I mean, I wasn't going to bring this up, but I'm too mad about it still. I got an email from someone. A listener.
About to get real here.
I enjoy listening to your show and respect your opinion. I enjoy the mixture of political talk with humorous banter. Oh, in that case, let me just do this.
Say, baby, put down that pipe and get my pipe up.
But the subject line of this email is progressives. What's our plan now? And I opened it up because, this is a valid question. It's also a question that I am actively asking myself. And anybody who has a suggestion to this effect, but it was literally just a question. And so after saying, I enjoy listening to your show and respect your opinion, I enjoy the mixture of political talk with humorous banter. So why I didn't vote for Clinton? I urged all my friends to vote their conscience. I have several religious friends that I knew would struggle voting for a man like Trump, but I would be a hypocrite if I voted for Hillary Clinton. Why? ? Now, at this point, I stopped reading. And immediately, got up from the computer and I was like, I can't, this has got to be a joke. And then I started to write back without reading anymore because I was getting violently ill.
You got to stop sending these fake emails, Matt. He's going to have an aneurysm.
Honestly. Now, is it worth it for me even to do the bullet points?
Just do it. You've already
because
let us
it's
down.
An undisputed fact that the DNC colluded with Clinton to have her win the nomination. Well, it's disputed. A completely disputed fact, but even if I stipulate that, the DNC was in favor. They didn't make her win it, but they did want her to. The hacked emails prove this out. With DWS, the head of the DNC, there was only one person the Democrats would nominate. The voters didn't matter. But in fact, they did because they voted more for Clinton. All right? I mean, that's just the reality. But I don't know why I'm arguing these points. She took money from lobbyists. Money corrupts.
You can say that again.
She's been wrong about so much and late to change. She was late on gay marriage, late on TPP, single payer in the Iraq War.
Yeah, late to change. Crooked Hillary.
She reached out to moderate Republicans instead of progressives. I agree. I criticized her for that. She could have chosen a different VP. She's a war hawk.
Goddamn right.
She's a war hawk. And then he goes on to why I didn't vote for Trump.
All we are saying is give peace a chance.
Okay, Trump won. Now what? What's the plan? Well, I was hoping the DNC would learn from their mistakes. That's not a plan. That's a hope. I don't even know what that means. The Democratic National Committee would learn from their mistakes? Well, there's going to be a new head. I don't know if it's going to be Keith Ellison or anybody else, but that's great. Yeah, well, you might as well sit and, basically give all the bald people a comb for Christmas.
You're really losing it. I love it.
Honestly.
Yeah. No, I grant it. You're right.
That's great. Keith Ellison's going to be head of the DNC. That's great. He's going to be the one to be able to announce how upset we are that there's no more Medicare. Get rid of superdelegates. If they worked, they would have prevented the Clinton nomination. Well, there was a plan to diminish the number of them, but now you're saying that the superdelegates should have had more. I don't know what that is. Get money out of politics. Clinton outspent Trump but still lost.
I'll totally get money out of politics. Agenda numero uno. Hold on 1 second. Before we get to that, I have a call with the Prime Minister of Malaysia because there's some construction on some of my hotels have been delayed.
Here's the funniest part. Most of all, let democracy take its course.
That sounds like a great idea. Definitely let me just, get my feet wet. See how I do.
Turns out that the course that a democracy takes in this instance when people like you are the voters is it starts to sort of just degrade, go down into a kleptocracy, and then I like some of the moves the DNC is making. I see that EW and BS have bigger voices.
He's literally like a bad sports radio caller. Like it's a guy calling in with like the same dispassion of like, I think they should change the starting lineup up. And he doesn't even know about the team to begin with.
If Clinton would have won, it would have been the establishment Democrats running the show. Trump winning is a tough pill to swallow, but it's medicine that's very much needed for the DNC to get back in the game.
It's like this
Honestly,
downtown,
like,
this hotel in Pakistan needed to be suicide bombed in order to get back in the game.
This guy thinks that the election is the ends. That it's literally like winning the Super Bowl. And now that they lost the Super Bowl, back to the drawing board, guys. We'll do it all again next year. No, that's not the way it works. If they don't, progressives will continue to look for third parties. Well, first off, I got news for you. If you think there's going to be a single vote for Jill Stein in 2020, you're insane. They could nominate, and they very well may, the Democrats, Andrew Cuomo. And Jill Stein won't get a single damn vote. I mean, it's a little bit of hyperbole.
Jill Stein's going to win in 2020.
Or
man.
whoever it is. I've been down this road before. My response to him was quite lengthy. But I said, basically the question, what's our plan now? Plan is try and defend every gain that's been made in civil rights, workers' rights, education rights, health and housing rights in the last 100 years. To do so with no branch of government, no leverage, no power. Basically, hope and watch as everything you think is important to you when you think of a society gets torn apart. That should take us through next fall.
Pretty much.
And then my plan is to make sure that we as a society, if we're lucky enough to get back to this place in 30 or 40 years, assuming climate change hasn't totally wrecked civilization,
which is a big
to
assumption.
make sure that there are fewer people so blind to their privilege, their narcissism, stupidity, or whatever drove you to make your choice, to be so oblivious to its consequences. That's my plan. Unbelievable. It's a bitter pill to swallow. Is it really?
Do.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, I've noticed I'm getting less emails like that one and less tweets. And I think by the time, we're into the second week of the Trump administration, I won't be getting any of those.
You think that will de-dum-dumify?
I think that those people realize, but this guy's emailing me, I don't know what, to unburden. I didn't ask. At this point, I don't care why you didn't. That's for you to deal with. That's for you to live with. Right now, like literally, it's like, well, let me tell you why I blew up the dam. Okay? Because it was preventing and I can't be sure about this, but I'm pretty sure what it was doing is it was preventing these swallows that I saw that lived near my house from flying up and getting to a place where they wanted to nest. And this guy's explaining it to all the people who are filling sandbags to keep the village from being completely washed away.
All I can tell you is that emailer's political acuity is terrifying, and I hope that they do not act on his recommendations or Jill Stein will defeat us in 2020. Psych.
Unbelievable.
Look forward to human organ exchanges.
But Bernie's on the Sunday talking shows.
Yeah, the one person who I think it would actually have preferred to not be if it meant that all of this calamity wasn't happening? Bernie.
Well, what do you think? Do you think Bernie would be like, well, I would be on maybe 1/3 the amount of Sunday talking shows, but I would be chairman of the banking
Well,
committee.
fuck that. More time with George Stephanopoulos for me. I'm voting for Donald Trump. It's a great, brilliant plan. I never saw it that way before. Twice the bookings. I'll get to talk to Chris Matthews more. That's fun for everyone.
And again, look, I have been very explicit in saying that there are plenty of but-fors, but the one thing that Clinton could have controlled was the way they ran their campaign. And I know numerically Jill Stein impacted the outcome. And people not voting at all. If you add, this guy, I don't know if he voted for Jill Stein or he just didn't vote for president or what. I understand it's the failure of the campaign, but don't come to me with your stupid rationalizations. You people are basically coming and saying, we're chum. And I have no interest in having a conversation with chum. Yeah, it's definitely up to the Clinton people campaign. They blew it. They didn't get people out, but those people they didn't get out, they don't know who I am. They don't have my email address, and they don't have my Twitter feed, the people who didn't come out. Anybody who's contacting me with an argument as to why they didn't vote, that's on you. That's not on the campaign, because you knew better. You had access to more information. You're more engaged. You didn't vote because of a psychological issue you have. Honestly. Again, not blaming the loss on you. It's just like I'm not blaming Clinton's loss on Trump voters either. I still think that they're morons. Let's just say 80% of them. I think there's some, how is it that Trump phrased it? I'm sure some of them are good people.
Yeah. I'm sure some of my voters are good people.
No, when he said about how he opened up his...
Oh, I remember that. That's what he said about Mexicans.
Yeah, I'm sure some of them are good people.
Some of them do a great job.
Some of them do a great job. Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.